Hi everyone, welcome to the channel for new battle report. So this is the third game of the small tournament I am playing at the moment. Basically it's a relaxed tournament just to give us some practice until the French Interregio, which is taking place at the middle of October. So looking forward to that, obviously. And this was a good occasion to play some more match. I was very eager to try out this matchup because I hadn't much the occasion, or maybe at all the occasion, to face Ogre this year. And I was really eager to try out a bit the matchup because I have obviously some views on the matchup and I also know Ogre really well since I'm playing them. So I was really eager to try out this matchup. I played against Velux, and you will see we play a new scenario, so new primary objective, and new deployment as well. So it's going to be obviously interesting for you if you haven't tried it yet. My list didn't move, so I'm still playing the double blunderbuss in core. My opponent had a small last minute change, so that's why there is a note here. But basically, instead of the Tusker he played and 2 Yetis, he played 2x6 Merc Vets more. So he had basically 3 unit of fighty tribesmen plus 1 as a bunker, and then 3 unit of fighty mercs. So basically a lot of monstrous infantry, the Keen Eater obviously very strong in ambush, and then the usual master shamanism, lot of channeling, plus then the BSB, who is mainly that to give the reroll ambushing for the Keen Eater. We were playing Divide and Conquer and Assault at first light. So basically a Divide and Conquer, the table is divided by 4 like this. In the middle of it you don't score, and in the 4 quarter, basically the center of your unit, of a scoring unit, is counting as scoring inside one of those quarter. So you need always to pay attention where is the center, and basically from the turn 3 to 6 you just add on. So basically if I control 2, I have 2 scoring units on 2 and my opponent as well, then it's a tie. But if I have like 3 and him only 1, stuff like that, so you need to take that into account to see who wins the primary. And Assault at first light is basically similar as Dawn Assault, but the defender is up to 6 from the middle of the board, so very aggressive, potentially very aggressive deployment. My opponent is basically typical MMU, max resources Ogre with ambush, so that's the type of list that has been working quite well this year for Ogre, and it's a typical attack versus defense. He's going to be attacking, I'm going to be defending. Primary is clearly to Ogre advantage, at least early on. Because he's going to be controlling the map and pushing me, so he's going to have the control of the map. Secondary, I have demonstrate superiority, so I elected to kill one of his mercenary unit, which is definitely doable, one of the 2 that were the scariest for me, and that he cannot play without. That's still my strategy for this objective, and he picked capture the banner, which is harder to achieve, but it goes together with attacking, so basically he needs to kill some unit to take that secondary. Pass to victory, for me, block the ambush. I'm always very surprised when I see battle report, for example, Warhall, who is playing Ogre, is doing battle report, I think French and German, if I'm not mistaken as well. But basically you see often in his battle report that there is a lot of room for his Keen Eater to ambush. And I'm always surprised that the opponent doesn't block it at all. And I'm going to show in this game how you can block potentially a Keen Eater, or also valid for Beastard. I think especially if you play against a good investment in ambush, for example here the 3 Keen Eater, I think that could be worth it. So basically you abandon a little bit the map, but in exchange for that you can block completely any room to play in your backside, which could be very complicated to face against the Keen Eater. Pass to victory for Ogre obviously to attack. Defender seems better, definitely. If I get to choose, I would be defender, mainly to avoid him getting this big deployment zone to be close to the center of the map, but also I want to play second if I can, because that's 1 turn less to wait for the Keen Eater with my strategy, as you will see in a minute. Estimation negative on the primary, definitely. Most likely I'm going to lose it, but I should be positive on points and secondary as well, so I felt drawish. Deployment wise, my opponent won the roll for side, and which surprised me, he really wanted to start, which is comprehensive with Ogre, but I think in the consideration of this matchup, not the best solution. So he gave me the chance to choose the side, I cut it that way, so he cannot go here. I cannot go that corner here. I elected to take the big one. He dropped for first turn, so let's go first over his deployment. You have the bunker in the back, you have the Frosty Yetis, 3 units of Murgvets here. The 2-1 that are marked are for my second objective, and then Tribesmen. So that's his deployment, Keen-Eater in ambush. My deployment, I block any room in the back. No Keen-Eater can ambush here, no Keen-Eater can ambush here without being seen. I place my BSB here because it's my strongest asset in the matchup. With an AFTA, then that's basically my 3 block of Immortal. Here you have the Rocket, you have the Blunder, you have the Lugars. And here I tried out something. I felt there is an opportunity due to the cut made by this Impassable here that's going to be annoying for his push. So he's going to go around here. I felt maybe my Blunderbuss have something to play here. Together with Impassable, it could be hard to charge me with 2 units and maximize. And maybe at some point I can push aggressively and shoot. I didn't want to be too close to the side because I felt he could easily then triple ambush the Keen-Eater and threaten my flank, which is not going to be the case here because you see the distance between here and here is quite long. So even if he ambush here, he's not going to have any charge. And also I felt I can then vanguard a bit forward. So I felt I have some opportunities here. But yeah, that was the idea of this blunderbuss. Let's move on to his turn 1. He pushed towards me, obviously, but he respected the fact that I'm going to try out something here and just move back. Also worth mentioning, I didn't vanguard full, I only vanguard a little bit. I wanted to stay. I doubted whether or not I should give a charge to the Tribesman. I felt he could jump easily with the mage. I measured a bit and he could jump with the mage and boost the combat and potentially break those guys. I felt only a stand and shoot. 23, that's like 8, 3 plus, 5 wounds. So I kill 1 ogre, he strikes before me with 5 ogres, maybe wild spike plus 1 strength. I felt not too good about that. But I think the right move would have been to Vanguard 6 to put as much pressure as possible and get close to the Impassable. I think that would have been a better move. But I didn't, and now it just readjusts to bring 2 units of Tribesmen in front of me and make it scary for me, because if I push forward I get charged by 12 Tribesmen and that would probably be too much for me. And also keep in mind, here I have a big distance between my line and my blunders, which makes it hard for me to support them. So they are a bit alone in the middle of the field, which is maybe not the best for me. But we will see how I can take advantage from this like 4-post where I can potentially do some aggressive move. But he respects that. He moves back here with the Tribesman to be out of the 36 of my war machine, and he tries to form a battle line and bring all those units as fast as possible forward, but out of my 36 to basically give 1 turn out of rocket battery, and I have also no shooting turn 1. That basically is ID. He failed the Predator Instinct in Magic. I dispelled the Totemic, my turn 1. Nothing crazy. I stay in position. I have 3 spells of 36, so I tried the Cage, Dispel, Fireball, did nothing to the Mercs, and I got Hereditary on the Mercs. His turn 2, so first of all the 3 Keen-Eater ambush, which is good news for me, because now I can move out of my starting position. Very smartly, he put the Yetis in front, basically avoiding me to march here and shoot, and then it's hard for him to go against me. Here, very smartly, he uses the Yeti to chaff me, and if I charge, I'm going to get taken by some of his unit, and I'm too far with the rest of my unit. So he very smartly identified my plan here and the trap that I was proposing him, and didn't fall into the trap, and now I'm getting trapped with this unit. That's going to be hard to escape, definitely. And yeah, the rest pushed towards me. The Magic Phase, he got Predator Instinct or the Merc Vets in the middle here. I let that go. And he got also Clouded Sight on my mage, but I felt the mage is here. I can get within 12 of the Keen-Eater. I let that go and I dispel the Totemic. My turn 2. I reposition here to get shot here and use the Yeti as a shield. I push the rest forward, get into the range. I'm going to get the Dragon Roar into one guy here, do 2 wounds in the middle. I'm going to get Pyro Flow and kill this Keen-Eater here, so then the rocket here cannot shoot, because that's the only thing I could see. I didn't expect to kill him straight with the Pyro Flow, but yeah, I think he was supposed to die between the Pyro Flow and the shooting. What else? And then Rocket Battery, I do 4 wounds to the Merc Vets. Yeah, I was a bit, yeah, 4 wounds with the Merc with the big one. I shot against this one because basically I wanted to make him -1 on the charge to make him charge me only on a 5+, and I think that's key because if not he could charge here on 4+, and then the 2 Kinito automatic, I felt that's a bit too risky. Even if that should be fine, I felt let's make it a bit longer for him, because if he attempts the charge, that's a huge risk. And here, yeah, I think I did 2 wounds on the mercs, and then he can obviously now charge me, which he does. I didn't charge south, so he just chaff, and here he charged me. Obviously, it's going to get that unit. Nothing I can do here, and I have nothing really to punish. You can see the distance here is too long. It has plenty of units around, so yeah, that was a bit of a bad idea with this unit of Blunder here in the middle of the field. Definitely not the best of the idea that I had. And the rest just push towards me and prepare for next turn charges. In the magic phase, he got +1 to hit, and also hereditary in the close combat. I let that go. I dispelled White Spike, I think, and close combat, yeah, I do only 1 wound back. He killed all my units except a couple of models. I'm decimated. I just die. My turn, I move around, readjust everything in the front, and I need to do damage with shooting, because as you can see, I have a lot of Merc Vests looking at me, so that's definitely a key turn here in terms of range damage. Yeah, I just gave him no opportunities here. Maybe I could have tried to activate a bit more the Lugas, but yeah, I stayed in a position where I have counters, and he can just charge into Immortals that are very hard to break. That was my thought process. And the time is going for me. As the longer we stay out of combat, the better it is for me, due to my range damage. In the magic phase, I get Pyroflow in the Merc Dispel, but then I got Flaming Sword, Dragon Roar in the middle unit, which make him very hard. That I felt this unit is the more at risk, because the BSB is here, and this unit has less output. So I put 2 buffs to avoid him charging it, which will be effective. A Rocket Battery. Yeah, I'm on 3 up, 2 up against these guys, and I'm doing 0 with the first one, but then 6 wounds with the second one, so that's okay. And some wounds also with the Naphtha, because I shot the Naphtha here. I had Naphtha here as well, so I did some damage. He's turn 4. I charge with the Merc Vets here. Boom. He plays the Kineater ready to charge in my flank next turn. He chaffed me with this one, and the rest moves a bit forward into position. So as you can see, a lot of pressure from the Ogre Khan here. In the magic phase, I dispel plus Rod of Battle, which is I think the best one on the Merc Vets. So I dispel that one. He gets Hereditary and Wild Spike, but I have pressed by the ranks, so that kind of cancel his Hereditary. And then the close combat here, as I felt, I mean, the BSB is very strong against this Merc Vets unit due to the grind. So I win the combat by 4, and that's no surprise here. First of all, on the static, I'm winning, and then yeah, the BSB has just a crazy output with those reroll to wound, AP4 grind, and also the Immortals do good damage due to the press by the ranks. So I win by 4. He has a 4 rerollable, and he sticks, which was quite important for him to stick at least a turn, to try to come for me next turn. So that's good news for him. Bad news for me, my turn. And as you can see, I'm losing on the primary, and there is nothing I can really do to change that. My turn, I move out with the mage because I realize this Kineater is it's key. I need to kill him because I'm going to be free from the mercs, and then I can reform that way. As you can see, I only lost like 5 Immortals for this charge, and I crippled heavily his Merc unit. So if I kill this Kineater, I'm feeling I'm fine. Then I can reform, he can charge me again, but I'm going to be bodyguard. I still have my BSB. That shouldn't be fine, and that's another turn of 2 rocket shooting Ogre Khan, so that's going to do a lot of wounds. Anyway, so yeah, I move into position. Here I still leave him with like a 5+. Here I have the counter charge. I move those guys to shoot here. I have like middle of the unit that can shoot, which is fine. I have also here some Naphtha and rocket and stuff. Magic phase, I get Pyroflow on the Kineater and the flank here with big hope, but I only do 1 wound. But then he's going to dispel Flaming Sword, and I'm going to get Dragon Roar and get an Amnesia, but I finished the Kineater, so that was great news for me. Rocket Battery, the 2 together do a total of 6 wounds to the Merc Vets, which is not crazy, but that's still good. I think those guys in the middle, so those 2 units of Merc Vets are crippled. He cannot really engage anymore with those units, so he has only Tribesmen left, and the Frosty, it's not that easy for him. And what happened? The blunderbuss killed the keen eater here, so I killed the 2 keen eaters, so that's a good point. And annoying unit dead. And now the combat. So basically his expectation is that he would either be dead or flee. He would hope to be dead to then be able to do like Frosty plus Tribesman. That's really the idea of this list, is just to throw units in combat one after the other, waves after waves, to basically try to play on the resources games. That's really the idea of this list. And basically here what happened in the combat, he loses by 2 and he sticks. If he would have fled, that's going to block, no matter what, that's going to block the Frosty most likely. I wouldn't pursue. He can maybe charge me with Tribesman. I think I can hold that any turn. So I wasn't too afraid of that. So he just fled, he just stick on -2. So this time on 6. And that's it. So that's not good for him. And on his turn 5, he elected to go away. Basically, he felt he cannot try that anymore. He had no charge with the Frosty. He couldn't send anything into that combat. So he felt that's too risky. Just move away and play on the fact that I'm way slower than him and I can't really catch him. And what will happen in the close combat, I kill that. And in my turn, I push forward. And in turn 5 and 6, I'm going to finish the 2 units of Merc Vets who have also my secondary. So I'm going to kill all the Merc Vets, the 3 keen eaters, and that's it. And it took from me, and also getting a totemic, but I'm going to kill that. And it just got from me the unit of blunderbuss in the middle of the map. And that's about it. So I'm winning on point. Secondary, I won, but he won the primary, which makes the final score 11-9 for Infernal Dwarves. Post-game analysis, yeah, I think my game plan worked pretty well. I was happy to play second, and the game plan worked well. I had an attempt with the blunderbuss in the middle of the map, but we saw that was a bad idea. I was just too limited with my mobility. I could have maybe tried better, like by vanguarding 6 and then try to activate more afterwards, try to march on my turn 1 and made more of a kamikaze move on the flank. Maybe do something like just thinking loud, but if I do like 6 like that, then maybe he moves back, then maybe my 1, I march just at the start of here, I can shoot stuff and I just take the 2 charge of Tribesman, but I'm not thinking that's that good, but at least I have a turn of shooting, a stand and shoot, I will do wounds in combat, and if I break, he maybe need to pursue and it's going to be in the middle here. So maybe that would have taken more points. I don't know, that's just a guess, but I'm not sure that was the best idea. Primary was, as expected, very difficult for me to compete. And yeah, the 3 keen eater coming for him was bad news. He would have liked 1 to delay a bit more. The combat turn 4, yeah, losing combat for Ogre. We saw the 2 turns. He was lucky to stick on 4 rollable and then 6. But his stick, the second turn was rather bad news for him. I'm not sure he could have really take advantage from that, to be honest. I couldn't pursue, obviously. So that would have maybe saved some point. I'm not so sure. And then I don't know if he can really charge into that combat, but he can try. Endgame, ID counter pushing and taking some points. Guys, that's all for this battle report. So that's the end for me of this small tournament. Was a possibility to try out a bit more my list and to make some change in the core section. And yeah, looking forward to bring the army improved in terms of painting for the French Interregio, and also to show you the amazing armies that are going to be there. Definitely very excited about that. And in the meantime, that's all for me, and maybe there will be some more battle report before the French Interregio. We will see. I'm not so sure the next game I'm going to play, but I'm definitely going to play. I also want to have a go at the special character. I think it's an exciting news, so I want to try out that and to judge how good they are, how interesting are these new features from the season pack 2. Guys, thanks for watching and take care. Talk to you soon. Goodbye.